Hi there, today we're going to learn about how to set up redirects in Squarespace. So redirects are a good way to prevent users from having errors when accessing your website. Usually, this is useful whenever you update your website. For example, you update it to a newer version, or you have a limited edition item that updates according to a schedule, and so on and so forth. So in order to start, let's just go to settings and go to developer tools and URL mappings. So this is where you will insert your URL mappings, and Squarespace already says the example of how to use a URL mapping. So for example, you will put here the original URL, and then you will put a # and a greater sign, and then you will put the new URL, and then you will put the redirect type. So there are two types of redirect types. One is 301. This is useful for permanent changes that you have did to your website, and then 302 is useful for temporary changes that you did to your website. For example, you have a sale for that specific item depending on the date, or you have a limited edition item, and so on and so forth. So in order to start, I will first show you an example. So for example, this is the about page. Let's go to settings, and then the URL slug for our about page is called /about. So what if I change this into -about us? So I will just save it, and then let's go again to our settings. Go to developer tools, go to URL mappings, and then we want the users to update their pages. So sometimes the users will just search for your old version of your page. For example, what if the users just know the about page, and then they didn't know that you have updated your website to about us? So we will put a redirect right here to prevent the users from getting an errors in their browser. For example, if the users search for the URL for the about, they will be redirected to about us, and we will call it a permanent change. So I will show you how this works. So let's just click on save and then close it. Here is our about page. Take note that our about page is now have a URL slug that is about -us. So what if we search for about only? And as you can see on the preview, it still leads us to the updated about -us page. So what if I just put like about one? So this will lead to an error because we didn't put a URL mapping for this URL. For example, I will click on enter, and then when we go to the website, it says here that this is an error because we didn't put a URL mapping for this URL. So when I click on preview, we are here on the about one URL, and it says it is an error because there is an error in the URL entered in the web browser. Please check the URL and try again. And it says that the page you are looking for has been moved or deleted. So that is how we use redirects in Squarespace, and I hope you learned how to use it, and thank you for watching.